Welcome to the Sustaining Creativity Podcast. I'm your host, Mari Riesberg. Over the past several years, I've combined my degrees in acting and somatic psychology to share my sustaining creativity techniques with performers. And now I've decided to share it with a bigger audience that includes you. I believe we are all creative, and this podcast is all about that. Today, I'll be wrapping up the 2024 year of podcasting. So grab your favorite hot beverage, sit back, and enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Sustaining Creativity Podcast, our 2024 end of the year wrap up. I'm your host, Mari Riesberg, and I am so grateful you're joining me today as we wrap up another amazing year of Sustaining Creativity Podcast. I just want to take a moment to reflect, celebrate, and share some exciting things we have coming up in 2025. First off, can we take a moment to celebrate this incredible year? In 2024, the Sustaining Creativity Podcast released 54 episodes. Woohoo! That is over 50 conversations about the amazing beauty, challenges, and joy of creativity. And because of you, the listeners, the podcast was heard in 41 countries. That statistic continues to blow me away, that my podcast was listened to by people in so many different countries, and so many different people found creativity to be inspiring and welcoming and life-changing. Your support and enthusiasm for creativity have really made this all possible. I also learned in my Spotify creator year in review that my podcast creator personality is, drumroll please, the trend setter. I don't know that I've ever been called a trend setter. However, I think it's actually pretty cool that a trendsetter means the show is always exploring new ideas, pushing boundaries, and setting the tone for creative conversations. I think this actually fits. Whether we're diving into the subconscious mind, exploring the role of creativity, or learning how to embrace imperfection, this podcast is all about leading with curiosity and inspiration. This year, I had the privilege of interviewing people from all walks of life and from all corners of the globe, from Nova Scotia to Thailand, Slovenia to the Bahamas. My guests are the absolute best. Each location brought its own unique perspective on creativity, and it has been a pure joy to hear how creativity thrives across cultures and borders. The stories of innovation, resilience, and joy have truly underscored how universal creativity is. Here are just some of the incredible guests who shared their stories with me this year. I talked to coaches, performers, hypnotherapists, and authors, speakers, artists, cancer survivors, event planners, inclusion advisors, photographers, farmers, teachers, musicians, podcasters, CEOs, physicians, marketers, veterans, and even, yes, professional doodlers. The diversity of stories and perspectives has been nothing short of inspiring. Every guest brought their unique flavor of creativity to the table, and each conversation left me feeling insanely energized and in awe of what we can create when we dare to imagine. These episodes have shown us how creativity can shape our lives, build our communities, and yes, even change the world. All of my guests answered the question, what does it mean to you to be creative? And each of the 50 plus guests I interviewed had a unique and different answer. Here are some of the answers that stuck out to me this year. Creativity means bringing order to chaos. Creativity is getting lost in the moment. Creativity is freedom. Creativity is striving for something more. Creativity is allowing yourself to find flow. Creativity allows life to show up. Creativity means to go beyond your thoughts. Creativity is being a listener of life. Creativity means expressing your authentic self. Creativity equals problem solving. Creativity means opening up my heart and mind to new possibilities. And creativity means being creative is what life's all about. I love reviewing all of what these answers are from my guests and what it means to each of them to be creative. It also helps me reflect on my own creativity, and every year I learn more and more about what it means to be creative, and this year was a pretty big one. One of my biggest takeaways is around following the flow of my own creativity and creative energy. I fully embraced time for rest, reset, and creative integration. I think in the past, I held myself to high creativity expectations, and while that worked in the past, in the present, it became pretty unsustainable. So I took a lot more breaks this year from creative expression than I ever have before, and let me tell you, it felt glorious. Giving myself time to be with my creativity in new ways allowed me to develop a new understanding of how creativity shows up in my daily life without too much effort. I'm forever grateful to my creative life and my ability to listen to my creative voice. It feels stronger than ever, and I can't wait to share bits of it with all of you. Now, I can't move on without sharing some gratitude for my listeners. Y'all are the real MVPs of the podcast. None of this would be possible without you. Your support, downloads, shares, and incredibly kind messages have kept this podcast, and sometimes me, thriving. Knowing that these episodes resonate with you and spark your own creative journey means the absolute world to me. You are the heart and soul of this podcast, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Now, I just want to share some behind the scenes moments. There have been times when I've actually really wondered if the stories, these interviews I'm sharing would connect, or if a certain topic or guest might feel too niche. But then I'd receive a message or a comment from one of you saying how an episode inspired you to pick up a paintbrush or start journaling or simply see creativity in a new light. These moments remind me why I do this and why creativity matters so much. Your support has helped this podcast grow into something truly special. Whether you've been with me since the very first episode or you joined somewhere along the way, I want you to know how important you are to this journey. So thank you for making this podcast a part of your week, for sharing it with your friends, and for being part of this global creative community. So let's take a look ahead. As we look towards 2025, I am super excited for what's to come. I mean, we will definitely be having more interviews. I can't wait to bring even more amazing guests to the show. From seasoned professionals to emerging voices, the stories we'll uncover are going to inspire, challenge, and expand our understanding of creativity. I also hope that this year I get to bring back more solo episodes. I look forward to sharing more of my personal reflections, tools, and strategies for sustaining creativity in our everyday lives. These solo episodes are a space where we can connect one-on-one, and I am super excited to dive deeper into those topics. The last piece is just continuing to share my creative mission with the world. You know, the mission remains the same: to celebrate creativity in all its forms and to remind us that it's accessible to everyone. Whether you're an artist, a teacher, a parent, or simply someone who wants to live a more inspired life, creativity is for you. And this podcast will keep being a space where that truth is celebrated. So as we close out 2024, I want to leave you with this. Creativity isn't just about making art. It's about how we solve problems, connect with others, and express our unique selves. It's about resilience, curiosity, and most of all, joy. And as long as we keep showing up for it, creativity will always show up for us. I am forever grateful to my guests, my listeners, everyone who's had a hand in helping me create this podcast, and of course to my stellar support system. I continue to be in awe of the creativity I have witnessed this year, and I cannot wait to share more amazing interviews with you in 2025. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your open hearts. Together, we're building a community that celebrates the magic of creativity, and I couldn't be more proud. Here is to a bright, creative 2025. Until next time, keep creating. Thanks for listening to the Sustaining Creativity Podcast. We'd love to keep in touch, so follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are at Sustaining Creativity. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Tag your friends and family so they can listen too. We love to hear from you, so leave your reviews, comments, and questions. Check out our website, sustainingcreativity.com, for upcoming offerings and creativity coaching. Tune in Tuesdays for our next episode. And remember, with creativity, anything's possible.